But so we're going to talk today about creating Minecraft Education Edition challenges for our learners. And the great thing about using Minecraft Education Edition challenges with students is that they can be done from anywhere. They are a great way to engage students and use Minecraft with them no matter where they are. And we're going to talk about how you can access some pre-made challenges and even kind of look at how you can think about making your own challenges and what your own challenges might look like for you and for your classroom from a curricular standpoint. So you've gotten to know me a little bit, and I will share with you just a little bit more. I am an MIE expert, master trainer, and fellow for Cohort 8, which is the great state of Georgia. I am a Minecraft Global Mentor, and I have also was honored as a Fulbright Distinguished Awards in Teaching alumni and spent time in New Zealand doing some inquiry research on educational technology and that kind of thing. And I was a 2011 ISTE Emerging Leader. I do have my Twitter handle. You'll see it on the screen. You'll also see it by my name. I am at the Mary Hoff. And if you would like to access the slide deck, because there are some links and resources that I'm sharing in this slide deck, you will be able to access that because it will be tweeted from my account at the end of the session. So you can actually get those links and have them in a live format so you're not having to furiously write down web addresses if you are following along either live or later on if you catch the recording. So it's, again, that is at the Mary Hoff. So when we talk about a Minecraft challenge, we talk about something that is engaging and motivating to students. And really, it's just a challenge in Minecraft that poses a question or a problem. Sometimes this could be something that is related to a curricular standard in your classroom. It could also be related to social emotional learning, or it could be related to things like the Sustainable Development Goals. So it poses a question or problem that students need to solve, and they use Minecraft to share their solution. And through that, they are designing that solution. So that's really all a Minecraft challenge is. And a lot of people get really concerned thinking, oh, a Minecraft challenge has to be this really big thing that I do. A Minecraft challenge could simply be something as, like if I'm talking about a 5th grade science classroom, it could be having students design a plant or an animal cell in Minecraft and then explaining which blocks they use to represent different things and how they made that work. So it doesn't have to be anything super complicated. But what I want to talk about with y'all today is how you can make that so that it becomes a much deeper learning experience for your students and ways to make it work for every classroom. So before we go on, I do want to share with you that there are existing challenges that are already made. The Minecraft Education Edition team has challenges that they put out monthly, and you can participate in those challenges live each month, but they also are archived there for you to use as you need to. And those Minecraft challenges are found on the education.minecraft.net website. At Class Resources Challenges. They also have a video introduction of each challenge that can give you a better idea of what to expect with the challenge. And in a second, we'll look at what one of those challenges looks like. But I also have to give a huge shout out to Benjamin Kelly, who is a Minecraft Global Mentor, who has done some really amazing work with Minecraft and making it accessible from a classroom perspective for teachers. And one of the things that he has developed is the UN Sustainable Development Goals. He developed challenges for each one in Minecraft that you can give with your students. And so I put a link to that because it really is. They are spectacular challenges and a really great way to help your students and kind of change the way that they look at the world and give them an opportunity to engage with that. So I encourage you to check those out. So again, a huge shout out to Ben Kelly for those challenges. They really are, they're a game changer for classrooms that are using those sustainable development goals. So when I look at a classroom challenge and what it might look like, this is one of the examples from the Minecraft Education Edition website. And you'll see that for each of the challenges, it gives you the title. It will tell you how much time it should take. So this particular challenge should take about 20 to 30 minutes. And you'll see challenges that range from 15 minutes to about an hour is usually the largest challenge. Now, if you've ever worked with kids that do Minecraft, you know that sometimes they get big ideas, and those big ideas take a lot of time. But in that, that's something that they tend to do on their own. They tend to extend it and make it a bigger project. But this, and it also talks about which 21st century skills. So in this instance, they're using creativity and collaboration. And then it will give you the objective of the challenge. But one of the things that I absolutely love about all of these challenges is that it gives you the opportunity for some extensions and some ideas for how you can extend that or extend the learning in your classroom. And each of those challenges have those extensions kind of built into them. And it also kind of helps to frame the way that we look at how we build challenges from a classroom perspective. So there again, that's a story setting to build the setting of a story. So a great ELA extension or use in a classroom where you've read a novel or your students are doing independent studies. But why would we look at doing a Minecraft challenge? I mean, you know, we've got limited time in classrooms, either if we're virtual or if we're live and in person, right? It's always hard for a teacher to fit in a day. So why is this something that's important? And I think because it gives you an opportunity with your students to celebrate their learning, and it allows them to engage in a platform that they've probably used personally and they've used in a lot of different ways, but they may not have thought about it as a tool that they can use from a school perspective. And so when we start looking at Minecraft Education Edition, it's always the neatest conversation to have with students about how they use Minecraft at home as a personal kind of fun thing, and then how they use it at school and how that's different for them, and how it engages them in learning, and how it excites them about learning, and how it really changes how they learn. It does give you some measurable engagement and learning. And like I can't reiterate enough how inspirational Minecraft is for students. And for me, where it's a game changer is that it engages some of those not typically engaged students in a way that you don't always get in a traditional classroom. And we're always looking for ways to let students be more creative, and Minecraft challenges allow them to unleash that creativity and still work within the bounds of a curriculum or a curricular objective in a classroom. So different challenge types and ideas, when we start talking about the ways that you can do this, you could have a classroom-based challenge like the plant or animal cell or the story setting. They could build it in the classroom. It could just be a challenge. You can also do them across subject areas where groups of teachers work together. I've seen some really great things done with teachers that have done that. You can have it across school grade levels or across the entire school. I've even seen, and in our district, we were very fortunate, we were able to host a district-wide challenge where students were challenged to create what they thought the school of the future would look like. And they had pretty much free license to redesign an entire school or a space in the school, and then they shared and presented those. And that was actually an instance where it was kind of a competition-based challenge. But when we use the word challenge, it doesn't mean that it has to be competition-based, but sometimes that's a really neat way to engage students and get them excited about using Minecraft. And what I love about it is the challenges really are endless. I can engage students in all sorts of different ways with Minecraft challenges. But one of the biggest questions that I get from teachers, I get from students when they say, okay, so I've made this really great Minecraft world, but I want to share it, but how can I share it? So of course they could share the world file. The teacher could open it, navigate it, and go through it. But when we're talking a class of 30 students completing a Minecraft challenge, that's a lot of downloading files, getting into it. And sometimes kids put in mechanics that don't always translate well when it's transferred and your large file sizes and all of that. So how can students share their work in Minecraft with a teacher? And it also becomes that question of how can teachers assess students' work in Minecraft. And so these 6 choices have really been the most powerful ways I've seen for students to share their Minecraft work, not only with their teachers, but even with each other. Because, and I've had students that after they've done this as a class assignment, they're like, oh, I can share it this way with my friend. And they've created these really amazing ways to share their personal Minecraft worlds with their classmates, with their friends, with their family that maybe aren't Minecrafters. Like I had a student that made a sway to share their Minecraft world with their grandparents because they wanted them to see what they were so excited about. And that was a really cool way to do it. So sway is a great way to engage students in creating an almost website to showcase their Minecraft world. Of course, students can do a live presentation. And if you've ever heard a kid talk about Minecraft, and a kid at any age, and including a lot of adults, if you've ever heard them talk about their Minecraft world, the excitement and that palpable enthusiasm about their world comes through in that live presentation. In Minecraft, we have some really great tools that allow students to create projects within the world. Things like the book and quill, where students can take pictures and add writing together. And by doing that, almost create a published work of what they've done in Minecraft. The portfolio tool allows students to combine pictures with small snippets of text. And then in both the book and quill and portfolio situations, they can export those as PDFs that then they can share in whatever way they want, so they don't have to be restricted to just in the world. One thing that I've seen go really great for our primary grade students is to have them create a photo essay where they pair the pictures that they take in Minecraft with just little short explanations, because then they're able to share their learning in a way that probably communicates more than their writing ability really lets them do at that point in time. And then one of my favorite ways to share, and it's gotten so it's so much more amazing now with some of the upgrades to Flipgrid, but to have students share in a Flipgrid what they've made for their world. So that automatically gives you the opportunity to hear the student's voice telling about their world. But with the screen recording features that are now built into Flipgrid, students are able to share that. And then it becomes this really great place that students can engage with others' work and look at all of the other responses to these challenges. So I love a Flipgrid for a submission for challenges, and it also gives the teacher a way to see the complete body of what the students have done without that time-consuming process of evaluating a Minecraft world, having to download it and navigate through it. So another question that I get all the time about how can I do this with Minecraft is how do I evaluate challenges? Because we do live in an assessment-driven education community, right? So what can we do? And my biggest tip to teachers is to make sure that if they are going to evaluate it in some sort of a scoring method, that they use a scoring rubric that has clear criteria. And from a criteria standpoint, to consider the use of the theme or how well they've addressed the challenge, right? The originality of the creation, because I mean, you're going to get a bunch of responses that are very similar, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it may make challenges stand out that are super original. Collaboration, particularly. Obviously, if it's a group challenge, I think that it's really important to look at it from the perspective to see, have all students in that group really contributed to the project, or was it really just one student doing it? So looking at that collaboration, is the collaboration evident in how they present and how they talk about their world? In a lot of cases, particularly in science-based challenges, looking at the feasibility of the solution, because kids have big ideas, and sometimes, those big ideas may be really fabulous, but sometimes they're not necessarily feasible. So looking at the feasibility of it and the accuracy and realism. So when I'm looking at the challenges and knowing limited time that teachers have, something that I encourage teachers to do is to set up challenges that are tied to their subject area. Because like in the example of the plant or animal cell, that's a set curricular standard. It's something that they need to do. So those challenges tied to subject area can be a really great way for teachers of all levels and of all areas to engage students in Minecraft with the limited time that they have. The tips that I say that are important for that is to make sure that you have a clear objective in mind and have the challenge set up. The timeline for that challenge, if you allow them, kids will take all the time to complete a Minecraft challenge. So you have to have a very clear timeline of what that is going to look like, because are you going to have a 1 week challenge? Are they going to have a week to finish it? Are they going to have a 45-minute period? As long as that is consistent between everyone that's participating, then you've got a good challenge set up. What are your submission requirements? Are you going to require them to submit the world file? Or are they going to submit it through Flipgrid? Are they just going to submit a photo essay, or are they just going to present it live? And are they going to have a limited timeline to do that? Think about your evaluation ideas and think about potential extensions, because the amazing thing with Minecraft is that kids are going to want to take that and do more with it, even if it's not part of the class, because they're going to take that world and they're going to add to it, and they're going to do that on their own. And so what extensions can you offer them, those that really are going to want to jump through that, because they're going to want to do that. And then final considerations to keep in mind as you're setting that up. Do you want to have partner challenges? Do you want to have group challenges? Or do you want it to be individual? And for challenges, you've really got to think through that, because like in the instance of that plant and animal cell, I'm probably going to lean on that one, that an individual challenge is going to show me individual mastery. But a partner or a group challenge is going to show me their ability to compromise, their ability to come up with a unique solution together. So I really have to think about that. Another thing to think about, particularly if you're doing a school-wide or a grade level-wide challenge, is how are you going to evaluate that? Are you going to have prizes? And if you're going to evaluate it, then you need to make sure that you have clear criteria. And particularly if it's a competition-based thing, I tend to encourage folks to have like a jury panel or a group of teachers evaluate it, so it's not just one person making that decision. And then the pre-built, the ideas about pre-built templates or blank worlds. So are you going to have students have to build within certain constraints that come from a pre-built world? Or are you just going to give them the whole wide open canvas sandbox of Minecraft and let them go with it? So all of that works really well. So you can think through that, and those are really the most important things to think through. I'm going to come back to the question slide, because what I want to share with you is the resources that I have in the PowerPoint that are available for you when you get that the presentation from my Twitter page. I have linked to a new Minecraft pathway that is spectacular on the Microsoft education community. And that Minecraft pathway really helps teachers get started with how to use Minecraft, even if they are an absolute beginner. It covers from the basics of how do I move forward? Because if you've never been a gamer before or never played PC-based games, that can be a very different thing, and what that looks like. There's also My Minecraft Journey, which is a older pathway that covers some of that as well. There's a link to the classroom build challenges, and then there's the link to get the presentation. If you don't have access to Twitter, if you want to access it, you can go to that bit.ly. It's mhoftc. So that presentation is there and available for you. And then I also have some additional resources there. There's a My First Lesson kit that's an entire OneNote notebook that helps teachers with developing their first lesson and gives some really great ideas for first lessons in Minecraft in their classroom. And then the guide for distance learning in Minecraft, because we get a lot of questions from teachers about how they can engage their students remotely with Minecraft and what that looks like. And Minecraft has done some really amazing things to make that possible, even through multiplayer when students are home. So both of those guides are linked there.
You've been listening to the TEACHERCAST Educational Network, hosted by Jeff Bradbury. Please reach out to the show with all of your questions on Twitter @TEACHERCAST or online at www.teachercast.net. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And please take a moment to write a review in the App Store.